At First Choice Bank, Thanksgiving reminds us what truly matters: family. For over 125 years, we proudly support our local communities, helping families, businesses, and neighbors reach their goals. From all of us at First Choice Bank, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
At Room to Room, there's no need to wait. Black Friday deals are going on now.
Get 36-month special financing, and we're paying your sales tax now at Room to Room. You don't want to miss it.
Room to Room Tupelo, where we know there's no place like your home.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm so thankful that you decided to stay up with us, get those game of the week highlights and everything you need to know weather-wise. So let's get right into this broadcast so we can get ready to go to bed and enjoy the day tomorrow. But headline number one, game of the week's coming in hot, and I purposely use the word hot because that's not what we're going to be feeling as we continue into the weekend ahead. Hot conditions aren't in the forecast. In fact, chilly and below average conditions are in the forecast, and not the good pair, but rainy conditions do make a return as well. Going to make those chilly conditions feel that much more miserable as you go about your day if you're outside. But if you're enjoying a lazy, rainy day, potentially inside, then it's not bad. Kick up the recliner, enjoy some football. We have a beautiful forecast as long as you enjoy those lazy forecasts. Take a look at the first 12. You can see that 35 degrees with those mostly cloudy conditions by 11 o'clock. What we are witnessing above us, then wispy in nature, not really meaningful. But as we continue into the overnight hours, we're going to continue cooling off. And by the time we wake up, those rain chances are going to start slowly increasing as we go about our day. But thankfully, we are enjoying dry conditions. Enjoy dry conditions all night, allowing for a beautiful game of the week, but chilly game of the week. And also our meteorologist, Gabe was out there shooting highlights. And was he wearing pants? That is definitely the question. Let's take a look at what Matt and Gabe have for us.
Yeah, here live at Golden Wave Stadium. And yes, he can be topped.
The last week of the year.
Last week of the year, finally figured it out. You know, this obviously a huge game, 7A matchup, a rematch from earlier in this year between Tupelo winning against Oxford, the only loss Oxford had all year long. The question was whether or not this could be a repeat performance for them or if Oxford could get their revenge. Behind us, you see there that sign. Tupelo football, state champs, 1992 and 2024. Last year's reigning 7A state champions trying to make it back. North half game tonight. And Gabe, it was a battle for sure. And a battle depending on which half, on whether or not you like the outcome.
And yeah, our highlight's not exactly going to dictate what exactly took place, a little preview of that, but
well, it is. It's just going to show a tale of at least two of those halves.
Tale of two halves for sure.
Yeah.
Caleb, let's go ahead and get into those highlights. It was a good one here in Tupelo tonight. Bumper to bumper for our game of the week here in Tupelo. Everyone coming to see the Golden Wave host the Oxford Chargers. The 7A North Half Championship winner gets the ticket to Davis Wade Stadium. As you can see, team bringing the energy right here. Tupelo up front and center, and those boys bringing the energy as they got out and about heading into our Mississippi Live Weather Game of the Week. First quarter, Tupelo ball. Handoff goes to J.J. Hill. He finds the gap on the left side and gets downhill for the Golden Wave first down. Striking first and striking big. Oxford, of course, trying to get organized early into their defense. But J.J., he is a man on a mid-take the handoff again, and he would pinball his way for a first down. Chargers stripped the ball, but of course Hill would corral it right there. A little bit of foreshadowing though. Next play, Braylon Williams takes a snap, keeps it on the option, and the ball would get loose again. This time, Chargers' Jamal Buford would come up with the fumble. He may not have a helmet on, but he has that fumble. Red zone stop for the Chargers defense. As you can see, hype is an understatement for this crowd. Oxford offense would go 3 and out. Tupelo ball again. Williams steps back in the pocket, runs the screen to Kylan Bobo, and he would go up the sideline before getting tripped up for another Golden Wave first down. Tupelo feeding the hot hand again. Bobo would take the handoff right into the gut of the defense. That man would go untouched for the 15-yard Tupelo touchdown. Golden Wave strike first. Tupelo is lit, literally. Go ahead and crown that man. Got to dap up the boys and, of course, putting those Chargers to sleep, at least for the first quarter. But Tupelo's student section would be bringing the heat on this cold November night. Very energetic as they get into that first quarter. Oxford needing a response. They would turn to Knox Kiffin, stays calm in the pocket, finds his man on the outside, Kevin Smith. using all 6 feet of his frame and gets it. That's a way to get a drive going. Tupelo defense needing to get back in order and do what they did the first couple of drives. Unfortunately, Kiffin had other plans. He would take the snap, somehow get away from multiple sacks, slings a perfect ball to Smith again. Nobody there. Peace out, defense. I'll see you in the end zone. Of course, the ref will get the laugh on that. That taunt right there. Taunting, of course, not allowed in high school football, but hey, let the boys have fun. It is the playoffs. Just give them a little bit of slap on the wrist right there. Of course, the crowd would make sure Tupelo hears that score. Excited nonetheless, taunting or not. Golden Wave wanting to get that lead back. They turn to Williams, who keeps it on the option, takes it up the left side. Not a Charger in sight until he's brought out at that line. You might as well head to the track with that burst of speed. First down, Golden Wave. Get him hype. Cheer, Scott. Squad, bring that noise. A good one tonight. And of course, Tupelo always brings that energy. Tupelo would give it to J.J. Hill, who gets away from a couple of defenders. But one Charger strips the ball clean. Fumble. Chargers, Trey Dudley falls on it. Another red zone fumble for Tupelo. But more importantly, another red zone stop for the Chargers. Defensive coach is hype. His boys are showing up and showing out. Kiffin wouldn't let that stop come up empty. He'd look deep on the right side, finds Derek Stribling Jr., and he would throw an absolute dart right in the cookie jar to Stribling for another Charger touchdown. Yeah, he knows. He the man. But go ahead and let him know. He loves that. Oxford cheer having plenty to cheer about in this game. Oxford offense back on the field. Kiffin trying to get them offside, but the center goes ahead and snaps it. Kiffin making something out of nothing. He's a prayer to Kingston Gregory, but watch this. Gregory, clearly out of bounds on this play, comes back inbounds later on, only to moss the corner. His foot barely gets in right there, hits the pylon, and after some deliberation, referee touchdown for the Chargers. Kiffin, another big play for the touchdown and a big-time grab by Gregory. Oxford clearly hype. Had to mute the audio right there because of some expletives, but 27 Chargers after the missed extra point. Dance team, bring that energy. Tell them, fans, this is our year, at least for the first half. Fear the O. Well, one team would fear the O, except that was Oxford fearing the O when it came to 0 in the point column as they got into that second half.
And let's be clear, you mentioned, you just almost glanced over it, that missed extra point. That was the deciding factor in the game. The final score, 21-20. You had to go and edit the highlights. Didn't see the second half. I did. Tupelo obviously controlled most of the second half.
Say the play, though. You got to say the play.
Obviously, I'm going to go back to a Knox Kiffin play here. Deep in his own territory, with I believe under 7 minutes to go, under 7 minutes to go. Wow. Rolls right, clear shot down the right sideline, wide open receiver, drops it. God. And the difference in the game, I mean, you can always point out many different plays, but that one would have put Oxford up, and potentially would have put them in the championship game.
It's the one that stands out for sure, and it's just a heartbreaker whenever we're talking about this being the North Half State Championship. Winner goes to Davis Wade to compete in the 7A State Championship. Tupelo with the ton on the line with the back-to-back rings. Oxford looking to take their spot in the North Half side of the championship. But that just came up 1 point, and that 1 point coming with a kick on an extra point. The easy ones that we always talk about come up mattering in the end, and that's the unfortunate part.
Absolutely. Made for, what was clearly one of the best games we have had for our Game of the Week this year. Certainly both sides were hyped and all the crowd into it, and certainly an amazing game.
What a way to end 2025 on this field, because either way, this is the last time we will be on Tupelo Golden Waves field, and this field having a lot of memories from this year. It's our second game actually here on the field for this season.
And this is the only location we've been to twice, where people have selected, we've been to twice.
But you can't miss out on this 7A matchup whenever you're talking about history potentially being made for Tupelo and continuing that run into the 7A State Championship. They'll be in Davis Wade next week, and we will have previews of those games coming up as well.
They'll be taking on Gulfport. Gulfport just rolled tonight. They were up more than, I think, 27 points in the first half. They won 40, I believe, to 7 over Brandon. It's going to be... Tonight was a night where Tupelo, in particular, kind of looking ahead, did almost all their damage on the ground. That is what they do. They're going to have some kind of air attack if they're going to keep up that point total, or certainly the defense is going to have to do a much better job than Brandon's did.
You know what they got to do?
What?
Not fumble in the red zone. That's what matters.
You're absolutely right, because if you take that 21, you add in 2 touchdowns more, okay, that's competitive.
That's a blowout at that point. And then you're looking at Gulfport, and Gulfport's looking at that going, oh my word, I got to play that team. 21-20, not exactly a menacing score, so you got to come out, strike hard, strike fast, and surprise that Gulfport team and bring a North Half bring the championship back to the north half of the area.
Yeah, and you hope that perhaps looking at those numbers there, maybe Gulfport doesn't take Tupelo, as obviously we are north half happy here on North Mississippi Live. We'd be doing the same thing for Oxford. But incredible game, and we're looking forward to where that plays out next week at Dave's Wade.
And don't let that just shove under the rug what Oxford was able to do. Making it to the North Half Championship is still a huge deal. Only 4 teams make it to the semifinals of the state championship. And you're one of those 4 teams. Tells a lot about your school. And I think Knox Kiffin, he's only a sophomore.
Sophomore
2
quarterback.
more years we got to deal with this
Well,
guy?
I don't know. We find out tomorrow.
I wasn't going to mention it.
Well,
My
I mean,
wife's still looking at the TV waiting on that decision.
I think everybody's interested to see that. Certainly, watching Lane here tonight, very much into what his son was doing with this opportunity. He had his big win earlier today. And anyway.
At least one Kiffin got a dub.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, and Tupelo's glad it was the Kiffin that did.
Yes.
Anyway, from here at the Tupelo High School Golden Wave Stadium, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon alongside our meteorologist Gabe Maynard. Caleb, it has been a chilly night. No one was doubting that this evening. And obviously it's going to be fairly cold weekend ahead. We're tracking some rain chances as well. I know you got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, well, not a lot to talk about right now. We're still seeing those clear conditions that y'all have enjoyed all night. Maybe cold conditions, but still clear conditions. Not really seeing anything rainy going on. We can see that right here on our Mississippi Live weather radar. Now, tomorrow night during the 6 o'clock broadcast and even into the 10, we probably will have a lot more, maybe green, yellow, red. Still, nothing severe expected tomorrow, but some much needed rain here in North Mississippi that we can just kick back and enjoy. But one of the reasons and what's responsible for that, there's that weather maker or that rain system starting to make its way towards North Mississippi, that low pressure system and that cold front all the way out in Colorado. It's going to start pushing these rain chances closer and closer and going to also allow us to experience cooler conditions on the back half as well. But right now we still have that high pressure in our area, allowing us to stay clear, allowing us to stay cool. Just not going to be for much longer as we get ready for the Saturday ahead. And Futurecast is going to do a great job showing that. Still seeing that blanket of cloud cover all across our viewing area, but pretty much Mississippi as a whole. And there are those rain chances out in Arkansas, moving across Louisiana as well, getting closer and closer towards North Mississippi. By the time it finally reaches us, it's in the early morning hours for Saturday around 8 o'clock, maybe starting to see some drizzles across North Mississippi. This isn't going to be meaningful rainfall. It's not going to be severe. It's just going to be some kind of drizzles, sprinkles, maybe some localized heavy downpours, but not going to be a main event make its way through North Mississippi, but starting to get closer and pretty much on the doorsteps at the Mississippi River. And it's going to continue pushing on further and further into North Mississippi as well, trying to give all of us a chance to see this. But if you're watching the 5 and 6 o'clock broadcast earlier, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon showed us the rainfall totals not going to be that impressive. 100th of an inch to 1/10 of an inch. The further west, you have better chances, especially in the Memphis area and south of that, maybe getting up to 1/2 an inch. But for most of us, we're seeing those sprinkles, drizzles as we go about our day. Not going to be very meaningful either. But the next 24 shows those rainy conditions on the horizon, starting off dry. By 6 o'clock, seeing cool conditions, 33, just a degree above freezing. Could still see some freezing conditions overnight. Warming our way up towards the low 40s by 9 o'clock, and then maybe seeing some drizzles. Can't imagine a 10% there, but honestly, most of us are staying dry. That rain not really making it to the surface, but lunchtime and on, even into the afternoon, evening hours, those rain chances going to continue to climb, trying to give most of us a chance to see some sprinkles, drizzles, showers as we go about our day and into the overnight hours as well. It's going to last into your early Tuesday morning hours before, or not Tuesday, excuse me, tomorrow's Saturday into Sunday before we can enjoy a dry back half of our weekend. I'm starting to get ahead of myself and think of those rain chances on the work week, but don't worry, we're going to be covering that up because, of course, I'm ready to talk about that. So we're covering all of that up coming up in 1 minute, tracking those rain chances not only for your weekend, but into what your work week looks like as far as those temperatures as well. Those below average conditions, how long are they going to last? Is this cold pretty much here for a long time? We're going to be covering all that up here in 1 minute.
When you've been injured, don't settle for a lawyer who doesn't even know where you live. Call Langston and Lott. Local lawyers, personal service, real results.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, there you have it. Oxford was your Spirit Squad of the week. I know they didn't get the win, but I know they had a lot to cheer about and had a fun time out there. But stick around because we're also going to give you your Band Squad of the week coming up towards the end of this broadcast. But current conditions right now, 40 degrees outside, almost in the upper 30s out here in Tupelo, but definitely feels like that. Feels like 38 degrees. That dew point very low as well, feeling very dry as we continue into the overnight hours. But that moisture, very high in the surface, not really feeling it down, or not high in the surface, high up above us in the atmosphere. Very thin, wispy clouds, but still blanketing us here in North Mississippi as we continue into the overnight hours. Now, we're going to start seeing some color pop up into tomorrow. There's those rain chances moving in from Arkansas, getting closer and closer towards the Mississippi River, slowly making their way here, allowing it for those in the far west portions of our viewing area, especially in the delta along the Mississippi River. Could see a drizzle of a start to your Saturday morning. Those rain chances going to continue moving all across North Mississippi, trying to give all of us a chance to see some sprinkles or rain showers throughout our day. But low temperatures tonight going to be pretty much right around that freezing point. 33s a bunch. I mean, Tupelo, Amory, Houston, Eupora, Starkville, Columbus, all on the cusp. 32, Iuka, Booneville, and Corinth, below freezing. 31 in Bruce. And that might just be the only one. 31, there we go, Macon. So going to be a chilly night. Make sure to stay layered up, especially if you have any more evening overnight plans tonight into tomorrow morning. Definitely going to be a brisk one. But Futurecast still showing those rainy conditions making their way into North Mississippi tomorrow morning. Starting to see maybe some heavier downpours around Greenville around 8:30 in the morning, especially going to be a soggy start. But these rain chances going to continue pushing all across North Mississippi, and we can kind of see some yellows popping up. This is just showing not really going to be severe. We're not really seeing a well-formed system make its way through. Just going to be much needed rainfall across our area. Try to provide some help to watering some crops and some plants outdoors. Nothing severe. We get to enjoy this while watching some football, some rivalry games tomorrow. Going to be a good Saturday, but not only before lunchtime, but after as well. Starting to see some more of those heavier downpours make their way across North Mississippi. Just maybe hearing a rumble of thunder or two, but that's pretty much the extent of it. You can already see what's causing that cold front getting closer and closer towards North Mississippi. That will eventually clear out that rainfall as well. But those high temperatures going to be a little bit different from where you are. The further north you are, going to be cooler. Further south, a little bit warmer. 49 in South Haven, 51 in Senatobia and Tunica. Farther down south in the Golden Triangle region, you can see mid-50s, 56 in Columbus, 55 Starkville, 57 in Kosciuszko as well. Now, this trend continues into those feels-like values as well. The further north you go, that wind, that rain, not really a good combination. Going to make you feel a lot colder than what that temperature is reading. 42 in South Haven as opposed to being in the upper 40s. Same thing for Holly Springs, 43 in Senatobia and Tunica. But for those down south, like I mentioned in the Golden Triangle region, your value isn't changing at all. You're feeling exactly how those temperatures are outside. So definitely depends on where you are here in North Mississippi, but could see a lot cooler conditions as you go about your Saturday. But like I mentioned, it'll be a great Saturday because we get to enjoy some rain indoors, a lazy Saturday, and watching some football and rivalry. I don't think it gets much better than this. I know we had Mississippi State and Ole Miss today, but we still have Alabama versus Auburn tomorrow. This is going to be in Auburn. I know my Aunt Carrie is very excited to watch this game. Starting off with temperatures around 52 degrees by the first play and then cooling off slowly towards the mid-40s, but beautiful conditions. Should be a beautiful game out there in Auburn. I know the Tigers would love to cause some upsets for the Crimson Tide, but they are definitely want to fight for that battle to push into the playoffs as well. But coming back to the Futurecast, let's talk about those soggy, rainy conditions for your Saturday into your Sunday morning. Still seeing that kind of move all across North Mississippi, that cold front. That's what's responsible for this, pushing on across North Mississippi, bringing that last bit of moisture as well. This is midnight and into Sunday as well, so that's why we still have that 20%. You can see all that rainfall, still maybe some heavier downpours overnight, but then by the time we make it towards our church commute Sunday morning, we're seeing drier conditions, but also cooler conditions. This is at 8:30, starting to see that cloud cover move on out of our area. Now, I'm going to continue playing this through. You're going to ask, why am I stopping it at 1:30? It's these conditions right here. Not much to look at, but it's going to be very breezy as we go about our day. So those cool temperatures that cold front bring in, going to feel even cooler as you go about your Sunday. That dry, cool continental Arctic air almost going to just make us feel a little bit chillier than what those temperatures are reading outdoors. So stay layered up not only tomorrow night, but into your Sunday and the work week ahead. Those are going to be some frigid conditions as you continue in Sunday, but still beautiful outdoors, clear, calm conditions. Just got to get through that temperature as well. That cloud cover starting to come back into your forecast overnight into your Monday as well. But those high temperatures for Sunday, I mean, here we go. A little bit cooler than what they are for your Saturday. 41 in South Haven, not starting off at 41 and feeling like that. You are, as opposed to the upper 40s, like I mentioned earlier, you are starting off at 41 in South Haven, 42, Tunica, Senatobia, Holly Springs, 45, New Albany, Boonville, Corinth, Iuka, 50 in Starkville, 51 in Columbus. But here those feels like values. I mean, frigid, cold. I don't like this weather, but I know it is that time of the year. 'Tis the season. We've made it through Thanksgiving, and now we are looking forward towards Christmas season. Got to get ready for these temperatures, and they are definitely here as we get closer and closer towards December. So make sure you have those layers on because it will be a cool into the weekend ahead. But that 7-day forecast shows these cool conditions pretty much sticking with us. We see a high of 52 for your Saturday with rainy conditions lingering into your Sunday in the early morning hours, high of 47. But let's continue into your Monday where we see another kind of weather maker for some rain here into North Mississippi, allowing a lot of us to see those rain chances into the early Tuesday morning hours as well. But Tuesday and Sunday, almost the exact same. Early morning hours drying on out for pretty much post-breakfast, post-lunchtime and on, seeing those drier conditions. Thankfully, Tuesday and on, we're seeing those drier conditions last a little bit longer into your Wednesday and Thursday, but also notice Wednesday low, 25 degrees. I mean, I'm glad I don't have class. I don't have to wake up for any 8 a.m.s because those conditions would be rough. But for any of those early morning commuters, make sure you have those layers up, preheat that car. I know we will definitely be talking about some cold, frigid conditions throughout the work week. And then those rain chances will come back for your Friday as well. 30% as of now, but still a ways away as we are definitely 7 days, a week away. So let's just enjoy our weekend now. Let's wrap up Thanksgiving break on a good note and have a good rest. Well, there you have it. There was your band squad of the week. I promise I didn't forget. Just got thrown off my mojo a little bit too far ahead of myself tonight. But here are the QR codes for both the iOS and Android version of our Mississippi Live weather app. Very useful to have for notifications when we're getting towards those freezing conditions, rainy conditions, and especially stormy conditions. Thankfully, you can exclude that last part because we're not really going to be seeing much of that tomorrow. No severe weather expected, just a nice rainy, lazy Saturday in your forecast for tomorrow. But of course, we'll also have our weekend schedule. We'll be live tomorrow night at 6 and 10. I know we're still enjoying Thanksgiving break and weekend, but we'll be live tomorrow covering those rain chances and everything you need to know as we continue into the weekend and get ready for the busy work week ahead. So until then, enjoy the rest of y'all's Friday night. Thank y'all for staying up with us and seeing what all is going on at our game of the week. But have a fantastic day tomorrow, and I'll see y'all back here in the Room to Room Weather Center tomorrow night at 6 and 10.
Hate is loud, but love is the majority.
You wonder how they're going to experience the real world in real safety, where all kids are welcome and everyone has a path forward to new skills, advancement, leadership, something they will carry with them the rest of their lives.